friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to put together a really quick and easy hybrid layout using the August Stories by the Month kit. I believe this one was from 2018, but I'll make sure to link that down in the description box below for you. And it's just going to be a quick and easy spread. Now, before we get into the hybrid portion, the actual putting together of the physical part here on my table, I do want to take you over to my computer to show you how I got the large photo here set up and ready to go, and how I took a 3x4 journaling card and turned it into some larger tags that I'm going to use on this layout for my actual journaling. So let's head over to the computer. I'm going to show you that portion, and then we'll come back over here. I will put you on fast forward while I get everything put together, which will take me no time at all. And then once we're done with that, we'll slow back down, read the journaling, and call this one done. So let's go ahead and head on over to my screen. Hey there, friends. So we're over here at my computer desk, and I just want to show you how I created the foundation of this page here for today, and how I added these digital elements that I will then print off and use in a hybrid type of layout. So first things first, I wanted this spread to go over two parts or two sections of a 6x8 album. So for me, outside of the page protector, I like to crop my photos down to 3.75 inches wide by 8.25 inches tall. So let me go ahead and open up the original photo here, which looks like this. And after doing a couple of minor edits, just brightening it up a little bit, paying mostly attention to my daughter here, because the rest of the background I can make different changes to later. So I'm going to brighten her up. I'm going to increase the clarity just a little bit. It might be too much. And the dehaze. And then I like to always bring up my saturation just a little bit to give it a tiny bit of color. Once I have that the way I like it, then I'm going to crop my photo down to 13.75 by 8.25. So then I'm going to bring this all the way up to the top, hit enter, and that's my photo. Now I can grab a guideline and put this in the direct middle, which is going to be 6.875. And that's going to show me when I cut this photo in half, the one side will be just my daughter, and the other side will be where I can then embellish and add journaling and all of that kind of fun stuff. So from the digital kit, I pulled out this stamp set that says "Totally Great." Now I want to add this onto my photo in white. So what I'm going to do as a quick, easy way to change this from black to white, in my adjustments, I'm going to go to the hue and saturation, and then I'm going to go down to where it says lightness and go all the way to the white side. Then I can merge these layers together. And this is now that stamp. So I'm going to select all of it and copy that, and then go back over to my photo and paste it. Now I actually like the size of the stamp. If you didn't, you could always resize that to whatever you like, but I like the way that this looks. However, some of it is a little bit hard to see because of the window behind my daughter. So I'm going to darken the background up. I will select the background in my layers, and then over in the sidebar on the left side of the screen, I'm going to click and hold on the Dodge menu. The Dodge menu, the top one will look kind of like a lollipop. There's another one that looks like kind of like a closed hand, and then one that looks like a bunch of, it's a sponge tool, so it looks kind of like a sponge paint print. I want the burn tool, which is the one that looks like a hand. And what I'm going to do is click and drag over the photo on the background section and darken it up so that we can see a little bit better the stamp, which I think that's probably fine. But I don't want to darken up my daughter. I'm going to leave her as she is. So this is looking pretty good. Let's go back to the Move tool, and then we can move on to the journaling portion. So for my journaling, I actually wanted to use this 3x4 card, which has the 3 tags on it, and I want to adjust these, their size and their orientation. So first I'm going to unlock the layer so I can actually make changes to it. I'm going to grab the Magic Wand tool from the left sidebar and click on the white space, and then I can hit delete, and it's going to delete the white and leave those tags for me. I will deselect by selecting Control and the letter D, and then I want to actually I want to change this card so that instead of having these 3 pieces be all together, I want them to be separate. So I'm going to use my marquee tool and draw a rectangle around this green one, right click and layer via cut. Then I'm going to click on layer 0 again and do the same thing for the yellow. So draw a box around it, right click and layer via cut. So now these 3 are 3 separate layers. So let's grab this green one first. With the green one selected, I'm going to copy, Control C, go back over to my photo and Control V to paste. Then I want to actually turn this, so I'm going to select Control T or transform the selection. And up at the top, there's this one that looks like an angle where I'm just going to put in the number -9. So it's -90, which is going to put it upright. I will move this onto the page here, and then I'm also going to make it a little bit bigger so I can then add my journaling onto it and have that be a little bit more substantial. So there's the green one. Now let's do the same thing for the yellow. We will paste it onto the canvas, transform it, and then adjust it 90 degrees. For this one, I want to place it at the same level as the green one, and then when I enlarge it, I can make it the same exact size. And then this one I'm going to go up a little bit more. And then let's do it with this pink one again. So Control C to copy, Control V to paste, Control T, as in Tom, to transform it. And then this one again, I'll do -90 so that it goes the opposite direction. Let's move it in line, Control T one more time so I can actually make it bigger. Hit Enter to clear that up, and then we can add that tag. Okay. So the last thing I want to do here is add some text so I can journal on here. I'm just going to draw a text box on top of the tag, and I'll do that for each of these, like so, and then we'll do one more. And I'm making sure to select the tag that the journaling is going on top of, to make the merging portion a bit easier. Okay. So there's my 3 tags with journaling. Now let's say that that journaling is actually what I want it to say and not gibberish. So what I would do is I would open up a new canvas at 6 inches by 4 inches. And then I'm going to close out of this. I don't need it anymore. We're going to come back over here, and I'm going to select all of the tags in the journaling, copy those, and paste them onto this 6x4. So then I can click off of it so that nothing is selected. Whoops. And then we're going to select 2 of the layers and move that into place. Might just make it in line with that. And then select those, move it into place so that when I print it, everything is visible and easily, easily cut outable, easily fussy cut. So, and then this one, I'm going to actually just hide or delete the tags and journaling. So this portion I'm going to print on photo paper. This portion I'm going to print on matte photo paper, and then we'll be able to go ahead and assemble this full layout over at my table. So I will meet you back over there. I'm going to get everything printed. If you have any questions on this process, be sure to leave those in the comments of this video, and I'll do my best to try and answer those as well. And then that is that. So I'll meet you back over the table and we will finish putting this one together. All right, so now that I've got everything printed off and ready to go, the rest of the spread's going to come together super, super quick. The first thing I did was to go ahead and put those photos back to back, so to say, or I guess together, so I could hole punch the center of them in order to fit them inside of the 6x8 album, which this story is going to go inside of my daughter's story album in that 6x8 6-ring size. So once I have that hole punched, I can set it to the side because everything else is going to be just working with these 3 tags. I printed this off on matte photo paper so I could get the best consistency with the color and saturation there. And then all I needed to do was add some adhesive to the back of those, and I'm going to stick them down on a sheet of cardstock so that I can make them a little bit more substantial in their thickness and can help to give some more dimension to this spread as well, since most of it is just the flat photo with the stamp sentiment at the top. So I stuck that down onto some chipboard. For the chipboard, you can use all different kinds of materials. In the past, I've used some recycled box material. Just keep in mind that that's probably not archival, so it could end up altering some colors or, having some kind of effect down the line. I also like to purchase sheets of cardstock from scrapbook.com. I recently purchased some that were a bit thicker than I would like, so I need to go back in and see if I can find some that is a little bit thinner. Or they generally, if you order from scrapbook.com, they generally send a piece of chipboard with the products that you buy so that it helps to keep all of the materials flat and not bent. So a lot of times I hold on to that and use it for projects like this. So I went ahead and adhered that down onto the chipboard. I used my Tim Holtz scissors to cut that out. Those ones are really nice. They cut through chipboard really, really easily. Next, I grabbed over my Power Punch so I could punch the hole at the top of all of those tags. Again, the Power Punch is a great tool to use for something like this because it can punch through thick materials really easily. And then I grabbed some of my black and white twine that I've had forever and ever, and I used a piece of that to tie off the tops of all of those tags. I like the way that it gives a little bit of texture onto this page as well. Now, the next thing I decided was to add some foam adhesive onto the backs of these tags so that I could pop them up off of the page a little bit more. I have a roll of, I believe this is 1/4 inch foam tape, and I purchased mine from Amazon, I believe, or it could have been from scrapbook.com. I'll see if I can find it and leave a link to that down below because it comes in these giant rolls, which makes it super easy to use with projects like this one. So at first I was thinking about just adding the foam on the first and the last tag and then having the yellow one be a little bit down, but I ultimately decided I wanted them all to be at the same level. So I'm going to add some foam tape onto the back of the yellow one as well. Now for the purposes of being able to position exactly where I want these to go, I'm leaving the release tape or the protective tape on the outside of the foam tape until I'm ready to remove it and stick it down permanently where I want it to go. I like the idea of having these staggered. That is essentially what I did when I was setting this up inside of Photoshop before printing it all off. And I like the way that it mimics the upward slant of the Totally Great title as well. I think that it gives it that perfect little area to add in those embellishments and make it a little bit more interesting to read the journaling since it's not all in a straight line. So I'm taking off the release paper, sticking those down. I do like to use my tweezers to help me position things where I want them to go. It helps me to just keep my fingers out of my eyesight and make sure that everything is straight and, perfectly aligned as to my tastes. So once I get those 3 down, the last thing I've got 2 more things I'm going to do. One is to trim up some of those twine pieces. I purposefully made them longer and then figured once I got all of those pieces stuck down, I could then go ahead and trim them a little bit shorter. And then I'm also going to grab my roller date stamp and add my date underneath the yellow tag, which seemed like the perfect spot for that, just so I know for the future. All right, friends, that finishes up my layout for today. This one came together really quick and easy. Once we got those portions on the computer done and printed off, then it's just literally just sticking things down onto the page. I hope that you enjoyed seeing how this came together both digitally and physically. If you did, I would love a thumbs up on this video down below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you can catch all of my future crafty videos as well. I am going to finish up this video by reading my journaling really quick here. If you are not sticking around for that, then I will catch you in the next video. Otherwise, let's dive into this. So I have the 3 journaling tags, and I'm going to start with the bottom left one. So I said, we have truly been enjoying our summer together this year. I love to see how excited you get for our summer adventures outside of our home, an energy that is truly infectious for us all. You have become such a huge help with Jonah lately. You play nicely with him and usually share toys and snacks with him too. I love seeing you in your big sister role. Watching how you have taken such an interest in learning makes me so happy. You are engaged in learning to read, and you ask so many questions about the world. So just a couple of things that I find totally great about Isabella right now. All right, friends, that's going to be it for today. I am going to be back later in the week with some additional videos, or I believe this is going to come out on Monday. Yes, so I will. I'll be back later in the week with some additional videos. Until then, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, friends.